Welcome, my friends. Today's video is about a very important topic, social media addiction. In this video, we will talk about the science behind social media addiction, how social media is destroying your life, time, energy, and mental health, why this happens, the reasons behind this addiction. Most importantly, the solutions to escape this addiction and take control of your life. So if you want to improve your English and improve your life, stay with me till the end. On this channel, you don't just learn English. My purpose is to make you the best version of yourself. Every day, we bring amazing knowledge, real-life lessons, and powerful information that help you grow. So subscribe now and see the changes in your life. Do you know how many times we touch our phone every day? According to research, an average person touches their phone 2,617 times a day. That's right. Almost every few seconds, our hand goes to our phone. And here's something even more shocking. On average, people spend 7 hours a day on their phones. Now let's look at different countries. USA. People spend 7 to 8 hours a day on their phones. India. 7 hours and 30 minutes daily on social media and online content. Bangladesh. Almost 6.5 hours per day. Canada. Over 6 to 7 hours daily. Pakistan. More than 7 hours per day. South Korea, a shocking 8 hours daily. Now think about this. If you are wasting 7 hours every day on your phone, what happens to your life? People are spending these hours scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, watching videos on YouTube, or binge watching Netflix. But have you ever thought about what this is doing to you? Your studies are suffering. You have no time to focus. Your job and career are at risk. Your productivity is going down. Your hobbies are disappearing. You don't even remember what you love doing. Your passion is lost. You don't have time to work on your dreams. Your business is struggling. You are distracted all the time. Your mind is getting weaker. Your attention span is decreasing. Now let me ask you, can you live without your phone for 1 hour? For many people, the answer is no. This is not normal. This is addiction. People take their phones even to the washroom. They wake up and check their phones before even brushing their teeth. They forget about their lifestyle, their vacations, their passion, and even their family time. Now here's the most shocking truth. Scientists compare social media addiction to drugs, cigarettes, and gambling. And this is not just my opinion. Science says it. Just like a drug addict craves their next dose, social media users crave their next notification. Just like gambling keeps people trapped, social media keeps people scrolling endlessly. Just like alcohol damages the brain, social media changes the brain's reward system. It's a cycle. You open your eyes, you open your phone, you scroll. You feel good for a moment. You keep scrolling. Minutes turn into hours. By the time you realize it, half your day is gone. This is the reality of social media addiction. It is stealing your time, stealing your energy, and stealing your life. This is not just happening to you. Millions of people around the world are struggling with social media addiction. Even celebrities, billionaires, and successful people have faced this issue. For example, Tom Holland, the famous actor from Spider-Man, once admitted in an interview that he was completely obsessed with social media. He said that every time he posted something, he kept checking his phone again and again to see how many likes and comments he got. And guess what? It made him anxious. It made him insecure. He finally deleted social media from his phone because he realized it was affecting his mental health. But why does this happen? Why do we become addicted to social media? When you open Instagram, what do you see? Someone traveling to Paris, someone showing off their new car, someone posting a perfect relationship picture, someone celebrating a big achievement. And what do? You start comparing your life with them. Why am I not traveling? Why don't I have a new car? Why is my relationship not perfect? Why am I not successful yet? This comparison makes you feel bad about your own life. But here's the truth. Social media is fake. People only show their best moments, not their struggles. They use filters to make everything look better. Even celebrities edit their pictures to look more like themselves. They only show you things that you don't know. More attractive. But your brain doesn't understand this. Your brain believes what it sees. That's why you feel like your life is not good enough. And when you feel bad, what do? You scroll more. You keep looking for more content, more entertainment, more distraction. And this is where the real problem begins. Dopamine addiction. Let me ask you, can you watch a 30-minute educational video without feeling bored? Most people can't, but they can easily watch 30 short videos, each 1 minute long. Why? Because of dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical in your brain that makes you feel good. It is released when you eat your favorite food. You achieve something. You get a like or comment on your post. Social media hacks this system. It gives you small rewards, again and again, instantly. One notification, dopamine boost. One new like, dopamine boost. One new comment, dopamine boost. Every time you scroll, your brain gets a small hit of dopamine. And just like a drug addict needs more drugs to feel good, you need more scrolling, more videos, more likes. According to research, social media designed to be as addictive as gambling. When you pull the screen down to refresh, your brain reacts like a gambler pulling the lever of a slot machine. You don't know what's coming next, and that excitement keeps you hooked. This is why you can't stop scrolling. Think about this. Why are we not addicted to studying? Why are we not addicted to exercise? Why are we not addicted to meditation? Because these things give slow rewards. If you study today, you don't get instant success. If you exercise today, you don't see six-pack abs immediately. If you meditate today, you don't feel the benefits right away. But social media, instant pleasure, instant fun, instant dopamine. And this is the reason good habits are hard to get rid of. Social media tricks your brain into choosing temporary pleasure over long-term success. By now, you understand that social media addiction is real. It's not just your fault. Many genius people, engineers, psychologists, and data scientists work every day to make sure you stay addicted. Think about it. When you watch one video, the algorithm immediately recommends another similar video. When you like a post, the app shows you more posts just like that. When you scroll on TikTok or Instagram Reels, the next video loads automatically, so you don't even have to click. These apps are designed to control your attention. It's their profit, but your loss. Your time is gone. Your energy is wasted. Your focus is destroyed. Your real life is slipping away. Now the big question is, how do you escape? How do you break free? Don't worry, I will tell you exactly how. Step 1. Understand that social media is a trap. The first step to breaking free is to realize that social media is designed to keep you stuck. They don't want you to use their app for 10 minutes. They want you to stay for hours. The more you stay, the more money they make from ads. And what do you lose? Your dreams, your future, your life. So before you pick up your phone, ask yourself one question. Am I using social media, or is social media using me? If the answer is that social media is controlling you, then it's time to change. Step 2. Turn off notifications. Think about this. How many times does your phone beep in a day? New message, new comment, someone liked your post. Every notification pulls your attention away. According to research, once your focus is broken, it takes 23 minutes to fully concentrate again. So, if you want to take back control of your life, do this right now. Go to your phone settings and turn off notifications. You don't need to know every like, every comment, every new video immediately. This one step alone can save you hours every day. Step 3. Use the 5-second rule. Most people don't even realize when they pick up their phones. Their hands move automatically. So here's a simple trick. The 5-second rule. Whenever you feel like checking your phone or checking social media, count backward in your mind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then ask yourself, do I really need to open this app? Or is it just a habit? Most of the time, you will realize you don't actually need to use it. Step 4. Set time limits for social media. The average person spends 7 hours a day on their phone. That's 210 hours a month. That's 87 full days a year. Imagine you could learn a new skill, start a business, or travel the world in that time. So set a clear time limit for social media. Decide how many minutes you will use social media each day. Example, 30 minutes. Set a timer. Once the time is up, close the app. Use an app blocker to automatically stop you from using social media after the limit is reached. Step 5. Replace social media with real life. Most people use social media because they are bored. So, what's the solution? Fill your life with real activities. Go outside, take a walk, go to a park, or travel. Read books. Books give you knowledge, unlike endless scrolling. Learn something new. A new language, cooking, music, anything. Talk to real people. Call a friend. Spend time with family. Exercise. Move your body and feel better instantly. The more real-life activities you have, the less you will feel the need for social media. Step 6. Make your phone less addictive. Do you know why you always check your phone? Because it looks exciting. Set your screen to black and white. First, it's normal to feel nervous when speaking a new language, but with practice, we can get better. Speaking to ourselves, joining clubs, and talking to native speakers help a lot. Second, be patient. Learning takes time, and mistakes are okay. Mistakes are chances to learn. Third, being around supportive people is important. They can help us feel confident. Finally, make learning fun. Watching movies, listening to music, and enjoying activities make learning better. Now let's learn. Let me tell you about John. John moved to an English-speaking country for work. He was good at his job, but speaking English was hard. He understood everything in meetings, but when it was his turn to speak, he got nervous. John decided to practice. He found a language partner and met them twice a week. He also took an online course. The course had speaking exercises and feedback from teachers. John spoke English every day. He talked to himself, recorded his voice, and practiced with colleagues. They helped him, and his speaking skills got better. John became more confident in meetings and could speak clearly. From John's story, we learned that practice, a language partner, and speaking courses help. Also, making learning fun and speaking slowly and clearly is important. This way, others can understand us better. Another tip is to expand our vocabulary. The more words we know, the easier it is to speak. Read books, watch movies, and listen to music in English. Write down new words and use them in conversation. Another good tip is to practice speaking in different situations, like ordering food, asking for directions, or talking about our day. The more we practice, the better we get. Finally, find a speaking buddy. This can be a friend, family member, or language partner. Practicing with someone makes it fun and less scary. Set small goals too. Don't expect to speak perfectly right away. Small steps, like learning one new word or practicing a sentence, will help you see progress and stay motivated. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah moved to an English-speaking country for her studies. She was good at reading and writing, but felt nervous speaking in class. She understood everything, but had trouble speaking. She wanted to improve. Sarah decided to take small steps. Every morning, she would practice speaking in the mirror. She talked about her plans, introduced herself, and asked questions. Sarah joined a study group too. She listened at first, but soon she started asking questions and sharing ideas. Sarah joined a study group too. She listened at first, but soon she started asking questions and sharing ideas. The group was supportive, and Sarah spoke more. The group was supportive, and Sarah spoke more. The group was supportive, and Sarah spoke more. She also joined a soccer team. She made friends there and practiced speaking with them. Sarah realized mistakes were okay. Mistakes were okay. She stopped worrying about them and started enjoying speaking more. Over time, Sarah's speaking got better. She was She was more confident in class and made many new friends. She felt proud and wanted to keep improving. From Sarah's story, we learn that small steps, regular practice, and finding things we enjoy can help. Don't worry about mistakes. Every mistake is a chance to learn and improve. Thank you for listening. Keep practicing, stay patient, and enjoy learning English. You can do it. In this chapter, we will talk about some easy ways to practice speaking English every day. Speaking every day is very important. It helps you feel more comfortable and improves your skills. First, let's talk about talking to yourself. It may sound strange, but it really works. You can talk to yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself and say simple things like, I'm going to work today, or I like to read books. This helps you hear your own voice and get used to speaking in English. It also makes you feel more confident. You can also talk about your day. For example, you can say, today I woke up early. I ate breakfast and went for a walk. It does not have to be perfect. Just speak. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Another way to practice speaking is by listening. Listening to English speakers will help you learn how to speak better. You can watch TV shows, movies, or videos in English. Pay attention to how the actors speak. Listen to how they say words and the sounds they make. You can also repeat what they say. This is called shadowing. Shadowing helps you speak like a native speaker. You can pause the video and say the same sentence the way they did. This will help you with pronunciation and intonation. Another great way to practice is by reading aloud. You can read aloud with a simple book or an article in English and read it out loud slowly. Try to pronounce the words correctly. If you find a word you don't know, look it up. This will help you improve your vocabulary and your speaking skills. You can also read children's books, as they usually have simple words and sentences. You can also record yourself speaking. Use your phone or a voice recorder to record your voice. You can also record yourself speaking. Use your phone or a voice recorder to record your voice. Record your voice. After recording, listen to it. This will help you hear where you need to improve. For example, maybe you speak too fast, or you don't pronounce some words correctly. This helps you understand your mistakes and work on them. You can record yourself speaking about different topics. Maybe talk about your favorite hobby, your family, or a book you are reading. Listening to your own voice will help you improve. Sometimes it's hard to practice alone. This is why it's important to find a practice buddy. A practice buddy is someone who speaks English, or someone who is learning English just like you. You can talk to them on the phone, over video call, or in person. It can be a friend, a family member, or even a classmate. You can ask them to practice with you once a day. It can be about simple topics like your day or the weather. Practicing with someone will make you feel less nervous, and it will help you speak better. You can also find a language partner online. There are websites and apps that help you connect with people from other countries. You can find a person who speaks English and wants to learn your language. You can help them. You can practice speaking with them every week. This is a fun way to improve your English because you get to know new people and learn about their culture. Another way to practice is by joining an English club. Many cities have clubs where people meet to speak English. In these clubs, people practice English with each other in a fun and relaxed way. It's a great chance to meet other people who are learning English. They will understand how you feel and they will encourage you. It's okay to make mistakes in the club. Everyone is there to learn and help each other. This is a great way to practice speaking in a safe environment. When you practice, don't worry about making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when they are learning something new. The most important thing is to keep going. Mistakes are not bad. They are opportunities to learn. Every time you make a mistake, you get better because you learn what to do next. Don't be afraid of mistakes Be proud of every step you take toward improving. You can also set small goals. This will help you stay motivated. Motivated. For example, today you can focus on learning 10 new words and using them in sentences. Tomorrow, you can practice speaking about your favorite hobby in English. When you reach your goals, you will feel proud of yourself. Small goals help you see how much you are improving. Also, don't forget to enjoy learning. The more fun you have, the more you will want to practice. You can listen to English music, watch English cartoons, or play games in English. It's not always about studying hard. It's also about having fun with the language. The more you enjoy it, the better you will become. Now let's talk about being patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time. You will not become perfect in one day, but that's okay. Every time you practice, you are getting better. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. You are learning and improving every day. So remember, talk to yourself in the mirror. Listen to English speakers.
But another part of me felt sadness, too. We both missed our father. We both felt the empty space he had left behind. "I miss him, too," I said quietly. "I don't know why you did what you did, Daniel, but I know you're hurting." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. "I don't know what happened to me. I just wanted to feel important. I thought the money would make me feel that way, but now it feels empty. I can't fix what I've done." For a moment, we just sat there, not speaking. The weight of the past was heavy, but at that moment I realized something. Maybe we couldn't fix everything, but we could try to rebuild. "I don't know if I can forgive you yet," I said slowly, "but I want to try. I don't want to live with this pain anymore." Daniel nodded. "I understand. I don't expect forgiveness right away, but I'm here, Mike. I'm trying." That night, I went to bed feeling strange. It was the feeling of something starting to change, something starting to heal. The next day, Daniel came to me. "Mike, I want to make things right," he said. "I know I can't fix everything, but I can start by giving back what I took." It wasn't much, but it was a start. He handed me a small envelope with a note inside. "I'm sorry," the note said. "This is for Dad." It wasn't the end of our story, but it was the beginning of something new. Maybe we would never be the same as we were before. Maybe we couldn't go back to the way things were, but we could move forward, together. The days that followed were different. Daniel and I didn't talk about the past anymore, but there was a change in the air. It was as if we were both waiting for something, waiting for the healing to begin. I could see that Daniel was trying. He began to help around the house more. He fixed things that had been broken for years, and he even started to spend more time with the family. It wasn't perfect, but it was better than before. One evening, we sat together in the living room. The TV was on, but neither of us were really watching. It was just the two of us, sitting in silence. Finally, Daniel spoke. "Mike, I know it won't be easy. I know I've hurt you, but I want to be a better brother. I want to be someone you can trust again." I looked at him. I could see the sincerity in his eyes. For the first time in a long time, I believed him. "I don't know if I can trust you yet," I said softly, "but I'm willing to try." Daniel smiled, and I could see a small light in his eyes. It was a small step, but it was something. The following weeks were full of small changes. We didn't have big fights anymore. We didn't argue over the money or the past. We just started to live our lives day by day, trying to move forward. It wasn't perfect. There were still moments when the weight of what had happened hung over us, but we were both learning to live with it. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hope. One day we went for a walk together. It was a quiet afternoon, and the weather was perfect. As we walked, we talked about the future, about the things we wanted to do and the things we hoped for. It wasn't a deep conversation, but it was one of the most honest conversations we had ever had. "I think we'll be okay, Mike," Daniel said as we walked. "I think we'll find a way to make things right." "I hope so," I replied. "But it'll take time." And as we continued to walk, I realized that maybe, just maybe, we would find a way to rebuild not just the things we had lost, but our relationship too. It wasn't going to be easy, but it was a start, and that was all I needed. It had been a few months since that walk. Things were different now. Daniel and I still didn't always agree, but the anger that once filled our conversations was gone. We were learning how to communicate, to understand each other. One afternoon, as we sat together, I looked at him. He was no longer the man I once fought with. He was different, and so was I. The hurt from the past was still there, but it didn't control us anymore. "I know I made a lot of mistakes, Mike," Daniel said one evening, "but I'm trying. I really am." "I know," I said quietly, "and I'm trying too." The weight of the past seemed a little lighter now. There were still times when the past felt too heavy, but those times were becoming fewer. One day, Daniel invited me to a small celebration. It wasn't a big event, just a simple gathering with close friends and family. But it was important to him, and I could tell it meant a lot. As I stood there, looking around at the people who cared for us, I realized how far we had come. We had survived the worst of times, and we were still standing. "I'm proud of us," I said to Daniel that evening. He smiled. "Me too, Mike. Me too." And for the first time in a long time, I felt like maybe, just maybe, we could start fresh. Not forget the past, but learn from it. Move forward one step at a time. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't easy, but it was real, and that was enough. We weren't the same brothers we had been before, but in a way we were better. We had learned from our mistakes, and we had found a way to rebuild. And as I looked at Daniel, I knew that our bond, though scarred, was still strong. We had made it through the hardest part, and maybe, just maybe, we could both find peace. This was the beginning of something new. We've covered a lot today. Thanks for being a great audience. See you next time.
Student who was very afraid of making mistakes. She would not speak because she thought others would laugh at her. I told her, "Do not worry about mistakes. Every mistake is a lesson." One day, she decided to speak in class. She made many mistakes, but she did not stop. She kept speaking, and after a while, she became better. She told me, "Teacher, I am not afraid anymore." That was the day she started to become fluent. Fluency is also about thinking in English. When you think in English, you start to speak more naturally. I once had a student who always translated from his language to English. This made him slow and confused. Try to think in English. Even when you are alone, think in English. He tried this, and slowly he became more fluent. There was another student who loved to talk. He would talk about anything and everything, but he had a problem. He would start a sentence in English and then switch to his native language. Try to stay in English. Even if you don't know a word, try to explain it in English. This helped him stay focused, and soon he was speaking only in English. Reading is another way to gain fluency. When you read, you see how sentences are formed, and you learn new words. I remember when I was learning English, I would read simple books. Every time I found a new word, I would write it down. Then I would try to use it in a sentence. This helped me remember the words and use them when I spoke. One day, a student came to me with a book. She said, "Teacher, I read this book, but I did not understand everything." I told her, "That is okay. That is okay. The more you read, the more you will understand." She continued to read every day. After some time, she came to me and said, "Now I understand much more." Her fluency improved because she was reading and learning new things every day. Fluency is also about listening to yourself. Sometimes you need to record yourself speaking, then listen to it and see where you can improve. I once had a student who did this every day. She would record herself reading a story, then she would listen to the recording and find areas where she could improve. This practice made her more aware of her speech, and soon she became fluent. Practicing with a friend is another great way to gain fluency. I had two students who were best friends. They decided to speak only in English with each other every day. They would have conversations in English, helping each other with words they didn't know. Over time, both of them became very fluent. They learned from each other. They enjoyed the process. Fluency also comes from using the language in real-life situations. When you go to the market, try to speak in English. When you are with friends, try to use English. The more you use the language, the more fluent you become. I had a student who worked in a shop. He decided to speak only in English with his customers. He said, "I don't know how to communicate with my customers." At first, it was difficult, but with time, he became more confident and fluent. Fluency is also about being curious. When you hear a new word, don't ignore it. Find out what it means and try to use it in your next conversation. I remember a student who was very curious. Every time he heard a new word, he would ask me what it meant. He would ask me what it meant. Then he would try to use that word as much as possible. His vocabulary grew, and so did his fluency. It is also important to have a goal. Ask yourself, why do I want to be fluent in English? When you have a clear goal, you are more motivated. I knew a student who wanted to travel to an English-speaking country. This was her goal. She practiced speaking English because she wanted to be ready for her trip. Her goal kept her motivated, and she became fluent before she traveled. I also tell my students to enjoy the process. Fluency does not come overnight. It takes time, but if you enjoy the journey, it becomes easier. I once had a student who loved watching English movies. He would watch one movie every night. At first, he used subtitles, but after a while, he started watching without them. He enjoyed the movies, and at the same time, he was improving his fluency. Fluency is about repetition. The more you repeat, the better you become. I remember a student who loved to repeat sentences. He would hear something in class and then say it over and over again. This helped him a lot. I remember a student who loved to repeat sentences. This helped him remember the sentences, and soon he was using them in his daily conversations. Speaking with different people also helps with fluency. Every person has a different way of speaking. When you talk to different people, you learn different styles of speaking. I once had a student who was very shy. He only spoke to me. I encouraged him to speak to other students. At first he was nervous, but with time he became more comfortable. He learned new ways of expressing himself, and his fluency improved. Sometimes it is good to practice speaking about topics you love. When you talk about something you enjoy, you are more passionate and the words come more easily. I had a student who loved football. Every day he would talk to me about football. This helped him become more fluent because he was speaking about something he was excited about. Fluency also comes from understanding that it's okay to not know everything. Sometimes you may not know a word, and that is okay. Try to explain it in another way. I had a student who always wanted to know the exact word for everything. If he didn't know the word, he would stop speaking. I told him, if you don't know the word, try to describe it. This helped him keep the conversation going even when he didn't know the exact word. A student once asked me, "Teacher, how long will it take to become fluent?" Do not stop. This student practiced every day and soon saw progress. Sometimes it is helpful to practice in front of a mirror. When you see yourself speaking, you become more aware of your expressions and gestures. I had a student who was very shy. She did not like to speak in front of others. I told her to practice in front of a mirror. This helped her become more confident, and soon she was speaking more fluently. Another student asked me, "Teacher, what should I do if I forget a word while speaking?" I told him, "Do not stop. Keep talking. Sometimes the word will come to you later. If not, use another word. Another word." This helped him stay calm when speaking, and he didn't worry about forgetting words. It is also important to take breaks. Sometimes your brain needs rest after a long day of practice. It is good to relax. I knew a student who practiced all the time. She became very tired and started to feel frustrated. I told her, take a break, relax, come back tomorrow with a fresh mind. After taking breaks, she felt better and her fluency continued to improve. Fluency is also about using the language in creative ways. You can write a short story, sing a song, or even make a video. I had a student who loved to write. She would write short stories in English every day. This helped her practice new words and sentences. Soon she started reading her stories aloud, and her fluency improved. Another way to practice is by teaching others. When you teach, you learn even more. I had a student who was very fluent. The next time you hear something that you've never heard before, instead of feeling dejected and instead of feeling depressed, you'll say to yourself, I was smart enough to learn the last term. I'm smart enough to learn this term. Reason number 3. It reinforces your belief in your ability to master the language. Exactly what I just said before. You have to speak to yourself in a positive way. Don't put yourself down when you make a mistake. Remind yourself, it's okay. I'm on this journey. I can do it. Affirm yourself and speak positively to yourself. We're talking about overcoming your fears and finally speaking English with confidence. Technique number 3. This technique is also very important. Start with small, achievable speaking goals. I'll say this one again. Start with small, achievable speaking goals. You see, it's important for you to set manageable objectives for your English speaking practice, gradually increasing difficulty over time. Let me be honest with you. What happens sometimes is that English learners will set very high goals. It's very good to set goals for yourself. But for example, I want to learn 1,000 English vocabulary words in 5 days. Now, it's a good goal to learn 1,000 English vocabulary words, but 5 days? That's a bit short, right? You have a life, you're working, you have a family. So it's important to set smaller, achievable goals, because when you set these large goals and don't achieve them, you suddenly start to feel down. You start to experience this fear when you go to speak because you weren't able to achieve other goals. So it's important to set small, achievable goals. And as time goes on, you increase those goals. Here are 3 reasons why this technique is so important. Reason number 1. It prevents overwhelm and keeps you motivated. You won't be overwhelmed by the 1,000 words you have to learn in 5 days, and you'll stay motivated because you'll be achieving each of your goals. Reason number 2. You'll build confidence as you consistently come on now, consistently achieve your goals. It's amazing what happens to you when you do what you said you would do. I'll say that again. It's amazing what will happen to you when you do what you say you will do. This builds confidence.